Hi, I'm Zero, and this is my Twitch stream, Zero RPG, where I do RPG things. And for those who are brand new to RPG, that's role-playing games. Tabletop role-playing games, to be precise. And today we are actually playing a solo RPG, which is called Stewpot. It's Tales from a Fantasy Tavern. Basically, you've had some heroic fantasy adventurers, but instead of them doing heroic things, you come in and you transition them from the adventuring life to something a little bit more mundane, a little bit more sedate. Well, they think that's what will happen, but it might not necessarily happen that way. Into running a tavern. Normally, it's a game for a group of people, but I looked through it and I was like, I think I can do this solo. I've actually been thinking of other ways to make it even better. So once we finish playing, I might release like a solo guide to it or something with some extra cool things that I've thought of, including blackjack. You know, I haven't come up with blackjack, obviously, but I've thought of a way to incorporate blackjack into a mini game I've come up with. Yeah. Anyway, so I thought that would be funny. Just a quick recap: we have so far created a tavern called Boozer's Light, and it is kind of on a lakeside, but it's maybe it's on a cliff or something, and it's in this small town of Black Oak, which has got its name because it's a savanna with black oaks, and we've decided everything's black. The soil's black, the trees are black, maybe the sky is black, but definitely the water in the lake is black. I don't think we've actually named the lake, so if anyone wants to come up with that would be great. Anyway, Boozer's Light itself was kind of made out of the ruins of a let me see, so I scroll down here. So it's an abandoned stone and timber fort that we've repurposed into an actual tavern. It's attached to a crumbling lighthouse, and we have sawdust on the floors, rustic tables, and something else, I'm not sure. And chairs, there we go. We've recently managed to fix the lighthouse up a bit and repurposed it into an inn. So we have not only a tavern section, we now have nice, cozy, but rustic rooms for people to stay in. So they can be almost like a B&B, I guess, but with alcohol. Really? The lake is known for its dire sturgeons. We originally got the tavern from a little old lady who took our main character in, Mackenzie Guyver. She took her in. Mackenzie had been just, wandering around Black Oak, observing things, telling stories to the kids when prompted. A little bit of a loner, but a little bit lost, would stay with the tavern, and the tavern owner at the time took her in and kind of got her sweeping floors and eventually said, okay, run the place yourself. And since then we have met Twinky, who was also a former adventurer, a bard, and Twinky has been brought into the fold. We also have a new employee called Carter. He's a scruffy dude with amnesia who everyone assumed was just a drunk. We've kind of put him to work, I guess, behind the bar, and maybe since he could also do a bit of bouncing, but I'm also sure that Mackenzie is also able to do a bit of bouncing as well. Anyway, speaking of Mackenzie, she is a bit scruffy and windswept and has unblinking eyes. She has a sword that whispers in its scabbard, I believe it's supposed to say. She also has a warm coat, and her shoulders will tense up at the sound of anything that sounds like metal on metal kind of thing. She was also a rogue who had a sixth sense and never be caught off guard, a legendary weapon, which with immense power, which is that sword. And her town experiences so far are taking care of a tavern. But yes, she was also a silent assassin. Basically, back in her teens, she stole the sword that talked to her and ended up having to go on the run. And the sword is what taught her how to be an assassin. And, she's not been able to give it up. Okay, so I've got Twinky. Twinky is a little goblin. He has spiked gauntlets covered in dents from his fighting, He has black boots and not a speck of dust on them. I guess he's very proud of his boots. And he has a gleaming smile. He's a bard, and his experiences are bag of tricks, which is card magic, juggling clubs, and other spectacles. We've surmised that he probably does tricks that are probably not legal and likes to fleece people of their money. Golden words, can convince anyone of anything, and he has sea legs, balance on any surface. He has a keepsake. So far he's acquired during the last session, the first session. He's a very tall chef's hat. It's almost as tall as he is. Right. What have you guys said? Well, I was looking at things. The lake is called Shadow Lake, mostly because the darkness of its waters. That sounds good. Naturalists. Can you say the definition? There's two definitions of naturalists. There's the people who are like interested in nature, and then there are people who like are naked because that's natural. So the waters are dark from tannins flowing in from peat bogs at its headwaters, and not all because of anyone dwelling, not at all because of anyone or anything, rather dwelling within its depths. Really, not at all. It's a good idea, Jay. I'll add that to our Google Doc. Or should I add it to the tavern? I have so many things open, I don't know what I'm going to be looking at. So, tavern. Boozer's Light. Look. I'll put it in advancement details. The shadow name of the lake. Oh no, look, see? What the fuck is going on? Shadow Lake. And what was it you said? I will just copy and paste. Because of the darkness of its waters. You blame society? The other word for nudist is naturist. At least in the States. Yeah. So what did we do last week? I didn't write it down. Well, obviously we fleshed out our characters, created them, formed relationships with them, took them into the tavern. I remember we had the cooking competition. What else? I think we only did 2, so it must have been the competition. And that's when Twinky ended up becoming our regular chef. Anyway, I've written up a list of things I want to do. So we'll start with a fleeting moment, which is, I think, down here. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Toast a sandwich, throw it in the stewpot. So we have something about the way the fire flickers, lingers in your mind. The smell of hay and clover brings a tear to your eye. A fading memory resurfaces. What do you still carry from your old life? So the setup is one character remembers, the character players find an object in their pockets, on the table, around the room, and other players can add details or ask questions during the game. We examine the object, we reminisce about it, do all the 5 senses with it. There are some example memories that we have to talk about. So, what kind of memory it evokes. And then once that's done, we have to decide whether we will keep it or let it go. And we change one of our adventure experiences to a town experience. So at the moment, our adventure experiences are 6 sense, can never be caught off guard, a legendary weapon or artifact of immense power. I don't think we can give that one up anytime soon for M. Kenzie. But there's also silent assassins. So I think an object, we can never give that the 6th sense, can never be caught off guard, or we could give up the silent assassin. I think we can probably give up the silent assassin. Hey TK! Thanks for joining us. Hi, Myth. Oh, did I miss something? People just joining. Mini raid. Things are going good so far. You guys get to watch me eat lunch that my husband just made for me. It's getting a bit cold. But what kind of object do you think our MKNZ, our silent assassin would have found recently that comes up with a memory, like maybe a trophy she took from someone, or something she took while she was doing a silent assassinating job. If you can't tell, I'm going to see if she gives up the silent assassin or not. Of course, we'll do the same for Twinky. So Twinky will also have some kind of item that he may or may not give up. We're not sure yet. Remember, Twinky is that little goblin with spiked gauntlets covered in dents, and he's got black boots with not a speck of dust on them, and a gleaming smile, and he's a bit of a card shark. And he's also our main chef at the moment. I think that MKNZ didn't usually take items from the people she killed, unless it was requested of her if she was taking a job, kind of like proof of that she was the one who did it or something, or on behalf of whoever had hired her, if she was doing a hired job. But I think she took a brooch. Just because it caught her attention. I think it was something cute. Maybe we'll go with an orange cat. It was a brooch of an orange cat. And for some reason, it just caught her attention. She found it cute and fanciful. And without thinking, she just kind of reached out and took it from her mark. After she'd killed him, of course. Maybe wiped some blood off it. Yeah, I don't know. No. Can we come up with any other memory with it? Who was the person she killed to get in and got the brooch from? Anyone? A rival chef? Mackenzie's not a chef. At this point, she's remembering a memory from when she was a silent assassin. But I guess a chef could have hired her to kill his rival. Yeah, okay. Oh, hang on. JR's got one. An old wizard who'd done good in his life, but gone irreparably mad and become dangerous. Oh, okay, so she had to kind of put him down. An old wizard who had done good in his life, but had become irreparably dangerous and had to be put down. And for some reason he had an orange cat brooch that MKNZ pilfered. A little 5-finger discount. Okay. Before we say whether or not she holds on to it or lets it go, we should probably do Twinky. What item might Twinky have had? An old knife from his mentor? His mentor in being a fighting bard, or... And why did his mentor give it to him? What milestone or something had he achieved? Do you think? Why is it something that he's kept on him all these years? And is there anything special about it? Just that it's an old boot dagger. That's why the boots never come off, even during seduction. Dixon! Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Maybe this will be the first time he takes his boots off. That's why the boots don't come off. Even during seduction. I wonder how successful Twinky is with seduction. I mean, being a goblin fighting bard. Does he go after other goblins, or does he enjoy the thrill of the chase and goes after, like, elves or Goliaths or something so ridiculous? A high charisma goes a long way. Those are funny. He likes dwarf warriors. That makes sense. Shall I flip the coin? Ah, fuck. I left the coin on the other. I'll see if I can summon trogs. I don't have everything ready, but yeah. Can you get the 50-cent coin out of my lap desk cup holder, please? My bad. I'm sorry.
Big one still.
Yeah, but it's so heavy and it doesn't. Right. Okay. So we've kind of described the memories of what the items are and why they have them. Do we think? So we either have to. You don't want to lose this one. Keep the object near you for the rest of the game. This is something you don't give up ever. Or let it go. Let the memory fade. Change one of your adventure experiences to a town experience. I didn't say lap dance holder. I said my lap desk in the cup holder. It has a cup holder. It also has a pencil, a dent to hold a pen or a pencil in it. It used to have a little lamp sticking out of it as well, but that fucked me off, so I pulled it out. And now there's a little sticky plaster band-aid over the hole that is left in there. Yeah, I know, I'm really difficult. Anyway, let's flip the coin. Heads for hold on, H for H. And tails for let it go. We start with Mackenzie. Tails for letting it go. Let's flip it better for old what's his guts. Should I just spin it? This is gonna land on something and make a big noise. Heads! I guess the boots stay on. Mackenzie decides she's committing to this tavern. And she decides to put away the cat brooch. She gives it to a child. Who comes in. And yeah, says goodbye to it. We'll give up the silent assassin. And we'll give her a new town experience. What would a town experience be? She's already got taking care of a tavern. I put that one in because I felt like it. Other than giving toys to children, which seems very Santa. We'll think about that later. But Twinky decides these boots are not coming off, that boot digger is staying. So that is that one done. Where's my list? The next one I wanted to do was the NPC side quest, which I believe is up. NPC side quest. Your adventuring days may be over, but there are plenty of people in town that could use your help. We have to decide where we are and what we're doing when we get this request. It is 3 scenes. I don't already have a quest in mind. I didn't look at all the details. But we can create a quest using the create a quest instructions. That sounds good. 3 scenes. The initial quest, what they are asking you to do, what is the situation. Undertaking the quest, or what the obstacles along the way. You can ask other players for suggestions. How do you accomplish your task? And then return in the reward. Do you come back exhausted, triumphant, irritated? And what did they promise to give you in exchange for help? So we will need a standard deck of playing cards and a 6-sided die to create a quest. I've got my dice somewhere, and I have my cards. Draw a card from the deck and roll the die. The card drawn determines what kind of quest your character is on and who gave it to you, and the die roll determines any complications that may occur. Oh, nice. Okay. I am going to draw a card. We have diamonds. So the diamonds are delivery requests. Someone needs you to pick up and drop off something, sometimes multiple somethings. Maybe it's across town, but they're too busy to get it themselves. Maybe it's a 3-day trip and it's up to the next town for a precious item. Okay, we've got to roll a dice for a complication. No, it's not. We don't roll the dice. We have... I think these are related to spades, or are they... Hang on, spades are crafting quests. It could be pretty much... Oh, no, this is the person who gives us the quest. So it was a 5 of diamonds, so it was a veteran courier. Gives us the quest. And this is the complication from the dice. We rolled a 5. This is exactly like that other time. When did you last do a quest like this? That's pretty boring. What obstacles are there? Okay. So I think that a veteran courier ends up in the tavern. We need a name and some other superfluous details about them. They're staying at the newly made inn from our lighthouse, and something happens to them. Maybe they get rip-roaring drunk and hungover, or maybe they fall down the stairs or something and injure themselves, and they're unable to complete their quest, their delivery. So we get asked to do it instead. Because it's something important, something that has to be delivered at a special date, and they implore us to do it. It needs to go to a kind teacher. Maybe it's specific resources for the school, and they're needed in time for something. Randolph Swiftfoot, platinum blonde, half-elf, can't hold his liquor. Right. He sounds like an asshole, though. I mean, probably someone who'd give Twinky a run for his money. Yeah, maybe he went drinking with Twinky, drunk him under the table. And he's also might be missing some items. So I'll quickly write up some of that information. NPC side quest. Just copy and paste your stuff. Drinking with Twinky. Gets fleeced. Copy and paste is bad. How do I snook editing? Format. Clear formatting. There we go. Fuck that. Oh my god. Drinking with Twinky. Ends up under the table. And blackout drunk. Missing some items. And is unable to complete his delivery. Do we send Twinky to do it, or do we not trust Twinky at this point? And do it, and have McKenzie do it themselves? Drinking with Twinky sounds like a great comment. Content. Drinking with Twinky. Yeah. No, I think McKenzie feels some kind of not really responsibility, but it feels like they are the more responsible person to do it, and they deliver the items to deliver to a kind teacher at the local school. Okay. So MKNZ ends up doing that. Should we roll to see how well it goes, or if I decided that they are a good enough, reliable person that they get it there without any issue. And is there a reward? I don't think we come back, like, exhausted or anything. This isn't too much of a quest for us, really. Dared to try the Twinky's Pinky Wink drink. 99% proof, mixed with some mild poisons for flavor. Don't forgetting, like, slimes. Oh, Jello slime shots. Okay. Do we get a reward, or is he just thankful, or or is he like, I'm never gonna drink here again? I don't think he gets a reward. I don't really think that's rewardable enough. But I would like to know, the wood was Randy's possessions? That's only what Twinky got, not what MKenzie got. What was it that we actually delivered to the kind teacher? By the way, if you guys want to decide what that was, for the school or for the teacher or for the kids or emergency whiskey. No. Magic boards that the students use to write essays and view assignments. Ooh. Like scrying boards or something. No, like magic tablets. Magic tablets. I think MKenzie would probably insist on no reward because it was the idiot Twinky that got them in this situation in the first place. But we did get to meet the teacher. Can you guys come up with the teacher? A name, we can add them to the NPC list. Flesh out the town. And the town Stokes. Objection says, or updated material correcting the maliciously misspelled name of the current ruler. And what's the name of the current ruler, Dixon? And how was it maliciously misspelled? Aaron Fiddleroot. Oh, that our teacher? Okay. I will add that to tavern information, I guess. God damn it. It's so annoying. Did you guys hear the rain? Okay. Teacher is called King Richard, not kind Dickhard. Wow! Dixon! Format, clear formatting. Okay. Right. Next on the list of things to do is Market Day. Let's find Market Day. Oh, hey, you never would have guessed how many things a tavern needs to operate on a day-by-day basis. It feels like you're always at the market. In your previous life, you would have just thrown your coin at the nearest merchant to get what you needed. But now that you are tied down to one place, it's not as easy to get everything. Buying something isn't as straightforward as a simple transaction. Still, calling this place home has its advantages. A trader saves something special for you or throws in a little extra something as thanks for your patronage or for that favour you did them the last time. It's nice. So, the exchange. So, for each item we need, what items do we need? I think is probably the good question. And then we can go and see how that goes when we attempt to get said item. I think Twinky probably wants something for cooking, so some kind of cooking implement. What does MKNZ need? Maybe some new clothes. And what does Carter need, since he's who's one of our employees? Does he need something from behind the bar? Or to make him, or does he need something? So I assume we're putting Carter up in the inn as well. So maybe he needs something maybe M. Kenzie feels like he needs something to personalize his living space. So she kind of wanted to get some, like, a little, not really maybe a room warming gift, but a cooking implement of some kind, or gadget for the Twinky, definitely. What ideas do you guys have for that? I finally finished eating. What kind of cooking gadget? Like, an enchanted waffle maker or something. An enchanted waffle press that makes them in the maybe he's he's commissioned an crafter to make waffles in the shape of his head. Dixon sees an enchanted knife sharpener. What makes you think he doesn't already have one of them? JR says a panini press to make toasted sandwiches. TK suggests a spatula. Dixon says it keeps the kitchen knife sharp with one swipe. Again, Dixon, what makes you think he doesn't already have one of these? I think he needs a panini press. So he's probably had to put that on an order and had it crafted. If that's the case, something hard to find demands something equally rare in return. What piece of valuable adventuring gear can you trade me? It's a possibility for Twinky. This is so a possibility for Twinky. I could perhaps see the crafter saying something like, the neighbor's kid has been stealing my sheep or something. Deal with him. Enchanted panini press with variable imprint settings. He can put his face and the tavern name on it. Okay. Maybe that's how he's sold it to M. Kenzie as why he needs it. It could be branding for the tavern. She just doesn't know he's also got a imprint for his face. I like that. I'll go with the enchanted panini press with imprints. What does the trader want in return? Panini press with varied imprints like the tavern's name and Twinky's face. They will also be buying garlic. And garlic. Okay. So much garlic. I'm driving a hard bargain, but I'm the only one selling the thing you desperately need. If heard I'm in a tough spot. Can you find a way to help me out and get you what you need? Okay, I think that his name is Brig. Brig the Garlicer or Brig the crafter? Okay, no, I'll save that for M. Kenzie. It's a funny one. Okay. I think that Twinky knows what foods the garlic seller likes. So maybe the garlic seller has lost his sense of taste. And he's complaining about food doesn't taste right, so Twinky has concocted something which tastes interesting for normal people. It's the best way they could describe it politely. And he offers it to the garlic seller to get an unlimited supply of garlic, because this guy grows the best garlic, apparently. And it is the garlic that Twinky must have, but Twinky refuses to pay such an exorbitant price for it, so he's been trying to get this guy to taste food that he's been making, and I think today we should roll to see whether or not it works. Oh shit, a 6 on the dice. Yes, today is the day. All the garlic for life from the garlic seller, because Twinky was able to create a dish that had enough flavor for the garlicers who has no ability to taste. Okay, and the enchanted panini press, what did he have to do for it? I think he asked Twinky to do him a favor that only an adventurer could do. What is it? What issue does this master crafter have that a unscrupulous little fighting bard goblin is the only one he can turn to for help? Any suggestions there, folks? Remember, he is a master crafter of the enchanted panini press. Does that mean he's an enchanter and a crafter? Or does he work with an enchanter or crafter? JR says Twinky has scruples. A whole collection of them. He keeps them under his bunk. Dixon says, make life easy. Rats and his crafting materials. Okay, I just see a new food ingredient being introduced into the kitchen. Because, as JR said, those scruples are being kept under the bunk. We'll give it in exchange of ridding the master crafter of his rat problem. How do we think that goes? Should I roll for it? Three. Mixed success. I guess that means he does rid him of the rats, but what's the complication there? Does he break something, or destroy the whole house, or... That's a bit too extreme. What is the catch or the complication? Suggestions, people. I mean... Maybe he introduced a new problem. Maybe he used a cat. Or maybe he used some kind of magic and now it rains in the house. Maybe the rats have bought the house next door and have moved in next door. Twinky eliminates the rat problem, but now owes a new favor to the Rat King. Ah, maybe he is the Rat King. Okay, yeah. You like that one, Dixon? That is the Rat King? Oh, no. Do you like that he owes a favor to the Rat King? I must now deal with pesky Nutcracker and his army of tin soldiers. Maybe Twinky is the one who causes the rat problem in the first place. Okay, he made a deal with the Rat King, we'll say. Made a deal with the Rat King. Yeah, sure. Or he shifted the rat problem to the tavern. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so McKenzie, she goes and gets the usual food order. I will say that's nothing interesting, but we'll decide that an item of clothing catches her attention, and she decides that she wants it for herself. We'll say that she usually wears drab clothes to, just kind of fit in. So this is maybe something more colourful than what she's used to wearing. Maybe she's deciding to step out and find herself or something. So what random item of clothing is this? Do not say underwear. Although underwear could work. But yeah, yeah, what about it catches your attention? Anyone? After this one, I think we'll do wear and tear and level up the tavern. She gave away her orange cat brooch. It's probably the only colourful item that she had. So yeah, now she feels a bit too bland. Maybe someone has commented on her color choices, her monochromaticness or something. Item of clothing. It's funny because I got a picture of Rigid and Wolf. I'm just looking at now. I don't know if I can show you guys on my whiteboard. They've got clothes. Hmm. I don't know clue. Stupid. I just bought clothing for myself too. We'll say she buys a scarf. She buys a scarf. A colourful scarf. And what do they want to return? And extra warm socks. Okay. A colourful scarf and extra warm socks. Travel a long way to... No, it's help the rest. No, it's true. No. I think that somehow we find out we both, who do we realize we both know from our travels? What is your relationship with that person? And when did you last see them? I think that the person we're trying to buy this off knows the last person we killed before we came to town. And they don't know they're dead yet. So they're amiably chatting away about someone from a few towns over or something, or the nearby big city. And they were saying something like, "Oh yeah, I got these I got these because my friend from the new city was telling me that I really needed to get these in, that these were really going to be the next big thing in terms of trends. The scarf. And we're like... And Mackenzie just goes quiet, like, "Oh, you mean blah, blah, blah?" Oh, yeah, do you know them? And I met them once. It was just a very awkward for the moment. Who was the last person M. Kenzie killed before she came here? And what do they have to do with knowing about fashion, if anything? The scarves are in the town colours. Oh, that's good. Yeah. M. Kenzie goes shopping. Scarves and socks. I put down swocks because my nails are way too long and are hitting other keys. I got a bit. Let me. Socks. The town's colours. And learns that the shopkeeper is acquainted with her last kill before she came to town. Anyone of importance? It could be a chef. But also, something about them could have made her decide, nope, that's it, not doing this anymore. I'm gonna try and settle down again, because like we said, we weren't so sure if she tried this a few times, but something always happened to drive her out, but she's really trying it this time. A fashionista. Why did they have to die? We don't need to know why they needed to die, do we? She just got hired to do it. I do have an interesting question. What is our silent assassin's stage name or killer name? What are they known by? She decided it was too frivolous. I think that's probably a question we need to answer, because if she was being hired to kill people, they need to know who they're hiring, right? Or I guess she could have just been part of an assassin's guild, and just random assassins were assigned. She decided it was too frivolous. Because we've decided she's almost 30, so she's late 20s. She's been at this for just over 10 years since she ran away as a teen after stealing the sword and was chased, and has probably been. She believes she was still being chased for quite a long time. I don't know if she still thinks that, but she's still looking over her shoulder, I think. God, I can hear this high-pitched whining. It's so annoying, but it's only washing machine. Anyway, so if you guys can come up with a La Asanita del Sol. What's the assassin of the sun? Is that right, or am I making shit up? La Asanita del Sol. La Asanita del Sol. You're making shit up? Okay. Could just call it the Silence. I actually had an NPC in a D&D game called the Silent Monk, because they were dressed up like a monk and they didn't speak at all. The Silent Monk. Great assassin. Very good assassin. Anyway, we'll just go with that. If you want to ask, you blame me. Yeah, sure. And what room warming gift do you think she will give to Carter, the our only employee? Because Twinky's not technically counted as an employee. Carter, the amnesiac who everyone thought was the town drunk, and they put behind the bar. He has nothing essentially except for whatever was on him. So she wants to get him something to help him personalize his room with that is in the lighthouse. Or he could just be sleeping in the storeroom. I don't know, but anything that could be a personal item, or a potted plant, or a flower that's of some significance to her. Oh. Yeah, I like that. A potted plant or a flower that's of some significance to her. What flower would it be? Well, we can just make up a flower, can't we? We'll just say it's yellow. We could two birds with one stone it. It's the flower she left behind on her targets to let people know who assassinated them. What? So she needs. Wow. That's not the flower she should be giving to an employee. No, I don't think that's the case. I think it's probably flowers from her childhood. Maybe her mother used to grow them or something. You remember the mother she had to abandon when she was a teen and she. Oh my god. I think we could do this. I've got this strange object that another trader was getting rid of, and I'm not quite sure what it does. Is it rare or dangerous? Who might want it? Maybe it is a bulb. A flower bulb. And they don't know what it is. And my character who had been looking for something to give to Carter sees it, and the seller's just I don't know what this is. What is? Do you know? Is it rare or anything? And my character will just go, "Oh no, it's just a flower. Pretty. Purple flowers, all different shades. It'll grow a number of them. And he's the kind of like, oh, okay, that's not really anything. Yeah, just have it. So he gives it to her, and she obtains, some soil and puts it in a big mug from the tavern. She just pokes a hole in the bottom. And gives it as a gift to Carter, who puts it in his room, and it's literally his only personal item there. That just tidies that one up neatly, doesn't it? Nice and easy. He's asked by a merchant what something is that he recently got, and she said it's a flower bulb. Pretty little purple flowers. Not dangerous. Not rare. They gift it to her, and she pots it. Gives it to Carter to furnish his room. Okay. We're in tier. Is that up or down? I think it's up. We're in tier. So, decide what parts of the tavern need fixing and touching up, and what you're adding to the tavern. Last time we added fixing up the roof of the lighthouse so we could use the lighthouse as an inn. This time, what can we say? Ask another player how you combine one of your experiences with one of theirs to great effect. As you work and you observe a townsperson or other character, describe it. Yep, we already done that one. It was the roofing. You're completing your element. Describe how you use an experience to get the work done lightning fast. Doesn't look like MKNZ probably has anything relevant for that. Twinky. Probably not either. Come up with the perfect food or drink to give everyone some energy. What is it, and what's the secret ingredient? Didn't we do that one for Twinky last time? It was some kind of slimeade or something. You notice everyone flagging and frustrating works how do you lift their spirits. Loves your idea for an addition to the tavern. They put you in charge, but you're doubting your own ability to lead. What part of the renovation requires everyone to pitch in all at once? You're struggling to make progress, but you know exactly which townsfolk to ask for. How did you know they would be good at this? time for a break you think it would do everyone a world of good if they let off a sizzle steam? What activity, cards, sparring, a ball game, a race, a funny face battle, etc. do you suggest everyone participate in, and how does it go? I think Twinky would probably do that one. Any suggestions on what he suggests? And while you guys are thinking about that, there was an accident, someone was hurt. Fortunately, it wasn't life-threatening, but they definitely need to be patched up. Who helps them? And you tell everyone you'll treat them to food after work is done at a well-loved spot in town. What is this place called, and what is everyone planning on? You know that you got to eat at your own tavern. Let's see. I was talking about slime shots. Yeah, I was talking about slime shots. Is this all warning? The bar top needs some touching up, maybe resurfaced. You were talking about slime shots, yeah. No, I think last week I was talking about he was refreshing them with slime drinks. But yes, I think they need a break. So what is it that Twinky you think Twinky, unless you're suggesting, Dixon, that Twinky wants to give everyone slime shots for a break. Starting to rain here. Oh, I'm looking at what we can upgrade. We can pick one. So we could upgrade our cuisine by getting a modest kitchen and new friends at the market. That probably makes sense because how Twinky's been dealing with the garlic cellar and stuff like that, and also been doing deals with the master crafter. Otherwise, we can upgrade our atmosphere, which we did last time, which is why we upgraded the lighthouse for sleeping. But another option is furniture and decorations that highlight the area. Lots of personal touches. It's really starting to come together. But I don't think so for that one. Service, however, maybe could do an experienced line cook, good wait staff. So we could we already have Twinky, but we could always get an extra cook, I guess, because Twinky doesn't want to be there 24/7 or 12 hours or whatever it is they're open. Or we could get some good wait staff instead of an experienced line cook. Those are the options for that one. But a modest kitchen and new friends at the market. I think narratively that makes more sense for us at the moment because of Twinky's things in terms of upgrades. So I'd say we'll do that. I think Twinky gets everyone to play punch poker, which is a mix of cards and sparring. So on certain cards you have to punch someone, and on certain cards you have to be punched. And this probably goes well while Kenzie is out doing something, like getting the kitchen appliances, sorting them out as they're being installed, directing the installers and stuff like that. And so while that's happening, everyone has to be out of the kitchen, so they take a break. Tiddly Twinks self-invents the game. Tiddly Twinks. I've come up with punch poker. Too slow. So Twinky invents punch poker. We're in tier. Twinky invents punch poker to do while they're on break. Certain hands mean you can punch someone. Other Whoever loses, whoever loses gets punched. And because of that, there was an accident and someone was hurt. Fortunately, it wasn't life-threatening, but they definitely needed to be patched up. Who needs help? Who gets the most beat up during punch poker? Kenzie to attempts to patch them up. I swear we put raw steak on someone, but that could have been something else I played in between. Okay, so this leads to Kenzie needing to tend first aid to all of the workers who have played punch poker. Lots of cold compressors. Wow. And during all that, we leveled up the kitchen. So now we have even better foods. Alright. Tiddly Twinks, though. We'll save that for next time. Because you play Wear and Tear quite often. Alright, so after Wear and Tear, I wanted to do one called Homegrown. How many games should we play? Should we play one more or two more? I guess it depends on how involved they are. But I'll bring up Wear and Tear, which I can't remember where it is. Probably down here. Not Wear and Tear. Sorry. What is it called? We're just playing Wear and Tear. Homegrown. 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 There it is. There's something special about using locally grown ingredients. You might have laughed at that before, but you can really notice a difference when you're cooking the same dishes over and over again. You've got some room for plants and animals with plenty of magic and food scraps to spare. Why not try it out? Set up. Decide where to place your farm. The space can be inside your tavern. It can also be somewhere relatively close. You'll need to also decide what you're growing or keeping. Are you going to do a bit of both? And what should you start with so you can harvest something soon? Okay, I think this is Twinky's baby. Well, at least one part of it's Twinky's baby. I think Twinky wants to grow some slimes. Anyone want to fight me on that one? I think ideally he would like to grow slimes and fungi. But definitely slimes. So he will keep slimes like animals. Where will he keep them? Do you think there's like... Because the tavern itself, the tavern and the inn, is set on the lakeside at the top of a cliff. Caves in the cliff would make sense for fungi and stuff, right? But would you also farm your slimes in there, or would they be free roaming slimes up on the land next to the tavern, do you think? I mean, yeah, if they're free range slimes. Slimes work, and Twinkie sings to them. They're kept downstairs, maybe near the brewing barrels. I think he farms them like free range chickens. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Twinkie farm free range farms slimes free range style. On the small plot of land next to the tavern. Okay. You need to decide what you're growing or keeping. Are you doing a little bit of both? And what should you start with so you can harvest something soon? So, growing. Harvest. Okay, growing. Farming is messy, gross, and far cry from the heroics of your adventuring days. As you work, there are quite a few unflattering incidents that occur. By the end of the day, there are something you can laugh about together. Take turns sharing embarrassing stories that happen to your character using any of the prompts. Everyone playing should share at least one. Okay, so we could go for 1 or 2 for each character. And I think maybe we could do 1 for each, and we'll get Carter involved. How does that sound? So there was a manure accident is one. You found yourself developing a rivalry with a particularly stubborn plant or animal. You learned that you have a mild allergy to a plant or animal for the first time. One of the baby animals became very fond of you and was affectionate in a rather painful way. Oh, this when they're slimes, it's just coming up with the ideas are just spilling forth. Dixon says slimes work and Twinky thinks. Yep, we've said that. Dixon also said dug out a downstairs cave past the bounds of where the land deed is. It's too much effort for Twinky. Too much effort. No one is going to complain about. Well, if they do complain, you can feed them to the slimes. Okay, I think one of them, not Twinky, can find themselves developing a rivalry with a particularly stubborn slime. And I think that one of the baby slimes became very fond of one of them and was affectionate in a rather painful way, is another one. I think that Twinky was also using fungi in the caves, growing fungi, and they were a little too enthusiastic with the magic fertilizer, and there are some very big magic fungi in those caves now. Like, one magic fungi will feed everyone for at least a few days, kind of thing. Some of these are really funny, like one of your rare plants has a mischievous streak and it pulled an incredible prank on you. Animals became very unique. You kept trying to put clothes on the animals to keep them warm, but they kept fighting back. Tried to break up a fight between 2 of the animals, but it turned into them ganging up on you instead. You had a close call with a mandrake, and there was a bee accident. So, yeah, I think Carter ends up having a slime very fond of him. But we need a name for this little baby slime. Farming. Homegrown. Farming slimes. Twinky farms slimes. Carter forms a baby slime forms becomes fond of you, and it has been affectionate by probably sliming onto his hand or something. He probably gets a lot of acid burns. So he's affectionate by, what is the word? Not absorbing you, but engulfing hands or feet, causing minor slime burns. Squishy. TK's suggestion of squishy, I think, is better. A baby slime called Squishy. And the the rivalry with this particularly stubborn plant or animal. So I think that M. Kenzie also has to help out. How do you end up with a rivalry? What are they rivals over? What would you be a rival with over a slime? Oh, okay. Also helps out, but has a rivalry with Squishy for Carter's attention. You see where I'm going with this? And how might that have manifested? What might this look like? Would it be that Squishy would try and engulf all of Carter's head or something to try and get him away from Mackenzie, or would it do something to Mackenzie to try and get her away from Carter? What do you think? What does Squishy do? I think that Squishy appears inside the tavern or the inn, and by going places where Mackenzie can't or shouldn't, like his room and the bathhouse. Ooh, we need to get a bath in this place. Yeah. Maybe Squishy makes a noise that sounds like you know how they always do that, the little kid or something does that when they've gotten the attention of the parent or the adult from another adult, and they're like, and all that, whatever they do in the manga and the anime. But yes, and I think it really annoys Mackenzie, but she doesn't know why. It is getting really loud with the rain here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but as we have a loud roof apparently, so I might end this here a bit earlier than anticipated. Anyway, raining. Too loud for me to hear anything. I will wave awkwardly while I find my bye-bye button. Thank you everyone for joining me. Bye! See you! Get down now!